The most important thing I do as a physical therapist is not giving people certain exercises to do at home. It's not talking about the importance of sleep and recovery. And I don't even think it's giving them the perfect, exact right diagnosis of what's causing their pain. I truly believe, after 6 years of practice, the most important thing that I do for people that I work with is to give them confidence in their body, or more importantly, is to reinstill a broken confidence. And that confidence had been broken in many cases, sadly, by other medical providers that had talked to them in a way that just brought them down or gave them this fragile sense of their body. For example, someone might have had knee pain in the past and they went to go get an x-ray or MRI, and as the doctor was reading the x-ray or MRI back to them, they were saying things like, "This is the worst knee I've ever seen," or "Gosh, I don't know how you've been moving around all these years," or they go straight to, "You're going to have to get surgery. That's the only possible option for you." Those types of things, and the messages can differentiate, but there's this theme of just breaking them down mentally. And they come to me after they've been told that. So not only am I trying to diagnose what's going on with their knee, I'm also trying to break down their previously held beliefs, which is a much taller task in many cases than diagnosing their knee and giving them exercises. So I think as physical therapists, we are positioned very well to take on someone's previously held beliefs, their unfortunate thoughts about their bodies, and start to educate them very gently and gradually to believe in themselves again. Because the reason I think it's so impactful is that when you are fearful of your body, when you do have that sense of frailty about your body, it changes how you move. It changes the muscle activation in certain areas, because then your brain is kind of tricking yourself into thinking, "Oh, we are very weak and vulnerable in this position. Let's not use it so we don't get injured anymore." When actually the way to get over it is to move it, is to use it in a way that it can currently tolerate, teach it how to move again in certain ways, activate those muscles, get them stronger, get them more resilient, and then you'll notice as time goes on that you are able to walk longer than you thought you could walk. You are able to get back to running. You are able to get back to weight training. You get my rant right now, but I just believe it is so vitally important to hear somebody's thoughts, understand where they're coming from, and understand why they might be scared of their body, why they don't trust it, and then have that human conversation with them about the things that have been told to them, and gently start to break those things down in a way that makes sense to them, and then parlay that with showing them in a gym setting that, hey, you can do a body weight squat. You can stand on a single leg for 20 seconds. You can go up and down the stairs. Yeah, it's not perfect. It's not the most beautiful thing ever, and we'll work on that, but you can do it. Your body is built to do it, right? Like it's really important to have those conversations and not rush those. Seriously, that's something I've learned recently that I think I'm so glad that I have, to not rush through that human aspect of what we do, and letting them talk about those things, and not just rushing straight to, we have to do this special test and we have to take these measurements and give them these 5 exercises today. Like, sometimes the best thing you can do in an hour session is talk with them for 45 minutes and maybe just do 15 minutes of movement. Not every time, but just having that awareness when you can feel that someone is really in a bad place mentally about their body, if they keep using phrases like, "I just feel brittle and frail," or they talk about those experiences that they've had with other doctors, and you can tell that it's on their mind a lot about how broken they are. That's the meat right there. That they will leave that session if you have that sort of conversation with them, if they will leave that session feeling so trustworthy of you and so excited to work with someone like you that can have these conversations and thinks about their body differently and can give them that confidence back. Because at the end of the day, yeah, of course they want the pain to go away, but I think more than anything, they want confidence in their body again. The reason that they want the pain to go away is so they can go use it. And to be able to use it, they need to trust it, right? So I think that's a really important factor in what we do as physical therapists. That's how I like to treat not only my in-person physical therapy patients, but also my online strength clients, that I'm not necessarily their physical therapist, but I am talking about their body and what they can and can't do, and asking about their medical history, what they've been told about their body. Anyone that I work with, anybody that I'm talking to, I'm trying to instill confidence in their body again. Just wanted to get this message out there to any physical therapist watching, any patient that might have gone through a tough time with other doctors, or maybe not other doctors, maybe just over time they've lost confidence in their body. And just know that there are people out there like me that like to treat in a different way and to talk about these sorts of things. So yeah, that is encouragement to you all, to both as to physical therapists. It's encouragement to have those conversations, and it's an encouragement to clients and patients out there to search for people like me or like anyone else that likes to have those types of conversations. All right, see ya.